Hey Pretty Girl Club. So in this video, I want to talk about how I gained 18,000 subscribers on YouTube. So I was doing it like every 1,000 subscribers. I was doing a video like how I gained this many subscribers. And I realized I haven't done one of these in a while. So I want to talk about this because we have so many new creators in the exotical sphere. So while I'm talking, I'm going to put their channels up like on the screen just so you guys can see it, and hopefully you guys can follow some of these people if you don't know who they are. And also, this video was inspired by Pretty in Between because I was watching her channel last night. I like to watch her channel while I'm hiking and stuff like that. So I was watching it, and she was talking about how YouTube has been very validating for her and how it helped her to decenter men. And I had never thought about the decentering men part, but she's right. Like, starting a YouTube channel or doing something creative and feminine in your spare time, I definitely consider doing YouTube to be very feminine. Because you can make little images and stuff. You can make your page all pretty and like decorate it with the colors and stuff. But this video is inspired by her because she was talking about how doing her YouTube channel really helped her to kind of decenter men and kind of like embrace her feminine side more and kind of basically do something to where she's expressing her creativity, but also getting a chance to vent. And that is something that has really been helpful for me with making a YouTube channel. It's funny because a lot of you guys will comment and you guys will be like, oh, this channel is like therapy for me. This channel is therapy for me because I finally, after 32 years of life, I finally get to talk about this stuff with somebody. Like, I am finally saying things out loud that I've been wanting to say for a long time, but I've been too scared to say them, or, I was afraid of being called colorist or like self hating or something like that. But starting a YouTube channel really has been a positive way that I can just vent and like get my feelings out, get my thoughts out, and get it off my chest. Because, okay, so as far as the personality types, if you're into personality types, so I'm an ENTJ or like an Enneagram 3 Wing 2. And I've noticed that if I do not make a video on YouTube, my rants, I start to almost like word vomit in real life. Like, I start to randomly start ranting. I will start talking about stuff, and people in real life will be kind of like, okay, like, what is she talking about? And I've noticed that YouTube is the perfect space where I can get out all of my rants. I can get everything off my chest. I can talk my shit. And then I just, now that it's released from my psyche, then I just feel so much better. But I really try hard though to not make this like some sort of trauma dumping channel. I try really hard to balance it out, like the trauma dumping content with like kind of more positive content or talking about how we can build ourselves up and stuff. So I do try to balance it out. But if you are a content creator and you're just getting started, one of the things you can do that will help you grow faster than how I grew was to post as much as possible. So like, let's say you have a video and you're already done editing it, just go ahead and upload it, because the more videos you upload and the closer together you upload them, the more the YouTube algorithm likes that and the algorithm rewards you. This is something that I discovered, and once I discovered that, I quit my job because I realized like that's kind of how the algorithm works. I know that there's no way to really game the algorithm. You can't really like scam the algorithm to get money. But once I realized, wait a minute, the more videos I make, the more money I make, that was like an epiphany for me, because I was like, oh, hell yeah, like fuck this job. And then I left the job with Miss Refrigerator, and then I started doing this. But that's one tip that can help you grow though. So if you are just starting off, posting every single day. If you can do multiple videos a day, even better. You don't have to, but like just posting as many videos as you can, as close together as you can. One thing that I've noticed is that even if you post a whole bunch of videos, your videos don't even show up to all of your subscribers. Because there are some of you guys I follow. Like, I follow all of the exotical content creators that I know of. If I don't follow you, please comment so I can follow you. But I've noticed that with all of the content creators I follow, they don't all pop up on my algorithm, because the way YouTube subscription works is they will start off by promoting your video to around 10% of your audience. And then depending on how many people click on the thumbnail and click on your video, it's called the click-through rate. So depending on your click-through rate in the first round, that's going to determine how many more people YouTube will like promote your video to. So when people are scrolling on their phones, like they may scroll past your video, or some people may not even see it. And so the more videos you post, the more chances you have for like all of your subscribers to click on certain videos or to see certain things, because people subscribe to YouTube channels for different reasons. So that's one thing that I've learned once I approached like 10K. Once I passed 10K, I realized like, okay, so some people are subscribing because of the colorism content specifically. Some people subscribe because of kind of the level up content. Some people like the decentering men content. So everybody's not going to watch all of those things, because the way the YouTube algorithm works is it shows you videos not based on who you're subscribed to, but it's based on like the types of videos you click on the most. So if you've been clicking on a lot of celebrity videos, if I make a celebrity video, then it's more likely to show up on your algorithm. So one thing I've learned is to create a lot of videos, like just be as creative as I want to be, and don't worry so much about the whole numbers game, because when it comes to the analytics and views and stuff, every video is not going to be a viral video. So it's considered good if you have, I think, about 5%, anywhere from 5 to 10% of your viewers watching your videos. So if you have 100 subscribers, getting 10 views is good. Anything more than that is like excellent. So it all depends on like the size of your channel. So I have learned to focus more on the creativity part of it and like the creative process rather than focusing on numbers, because I've noticed that for me, if I focus on numbers and stuff, it's kind of like I am comparing myself to someone or something, because it's like the numbers, they don't really tell me anything unless it's a number going into my bank account. Then yes, I care about that. But as far as subscribers, that really doesn't mean a lot. That's what I've learned. It's not about the subscribers. It's more about the actual views and who's clicking on your channel. But if you do want to have a lot of subscribers and you want your channel to grow, it is good to have about a 50-50 ratio of subscribers versus non-subscribers. And so the way that I've learned how to attract new subscribers, one way you can do it is with shorts. So like I've seen some of you guys do shorts on your channel. I'm not very good at shorts, so I don't tend to do them. But I'm good at doing like maybe decentering men videos or like commentary on popular things, and that causes new people to come to my channel. Another thing I've realized is that the path to success on YouTube is not linear. So one month maybe you gain 100 subs, and then the next month you only gain 50 subs, and then the month after that you gain 1,000. So it's kind of like this up and down. But as long as you're still increasing and gaining views and subscribers every single day, that's all that matters. So some months you might grow slower than you did last month, and that could be because of like breaking news. So on this channel, whenever I have a breaking news story, that's how I know like, okay, this video is going to do well, or like I want to make a video on this because it's going to help me to probably attract new subscribers. So when I use the term breaking news, what I mean is it's kind of like something that's happening in pop culture, or like something that has to do with a celebrity and I'm giving my commentary on it. So for example, the Beyonce with the sacred line, that was considered breaking news to me. Or like the Diddy thing, when that happened, I made that video called "When Black Men Think They Own You" or something along those lines. So that was a video that I made that was kind of more of a trending topic to attract new subscribers or people who maybe haven't seen my channel before. For those of you who have seen my How to Grow on YouTube series on this channel, you guys know that I talk about the different forms of content. So there's the content where it's like just for your subscribers. So my Exotical Storytime videos, I know that those are not going to get as many views because number one, those are the shortest videos on my channel. My channel thrives on long form content as opposed to short form. Oh, by the way, that's another tip. Making longer content if you can, but I've noticed you guys are naturally good at that. As far as the Exoticals here on YouTube, you guys are pretty good at making like kind of longer content, because your average watch time, or like the watch time hours, and like the amount of time that someone spends on your channel, that actually helps your whole entire channel to go up in the algorithm, because YouTube rewards creators that keep the customers on YouTube and keeps them like watching the ads or clicking on videos, as opposed to making them go on TikTok and other places. So this is why sometimes if YouTube is on some bullshit, they will try to remove content creators who use TikToks and stuff, because sometimes it can make the person go on the TikTok app instead of going on YouTube. I still haven't really figured out the whole reaction side, because I've noticed whenever you're reacting to other content, sometimes people will try to flag you, kind of like how Chrissy tried to flag me because she's very threatened by this YouTube space, but it's okay because I'm still here. But I've noticed that like some people, when you're doing a reaction channel, like they have different rules for like how you're supposed to react. So that may be something you want to look into if you're reacting. The way that I react to stuff on this channel is I tend to not show the original clips anymore. I just make a video just kind of addressing that person, or kind of like I make the content assuming that the viewer has already watched the original video. But another way that I've been trying to kind of grow on YouTube, or just grow this niche in general, is my community page is a damn near ad space at this point. Like, I try to share as many of you guys' channels pop up. Like, as soon as I see something pop up on my algorithm and I see that it's a creator that I like and support, I will share it on the community page, because this whole exotical space thing, this is about more than just my channel. This is about all of us, because the more that this becomes an actual niche on YouTube, the more that YouTube itself will be able to pinpoint us and like potentially give us all more money. So as far as the RPM, or like I can't remember what it's called. It's like the rate that you get paid per 1,000 views. I want that to go up just in general for all of us. And so talking about level up strategies and stuff, that helps. I've noticed that that helps to have a higher RPM, as well as talking about things like psychology and sociology, and then even putting it in your tags on YouTube. I've noticed that that can kind of help, as long as you're actually talking about that. You can't really put tags on there if you're not talking about it, because then YouTube can try to flag you for being a spam channel. But so far, nobody has had issues with that, not that I know of. But another way that you can grow your Exotical channel on YouTube is if you want to be faceless, then that's a good way to be able to like talk your shit. Part of why I like being faceless is because I can just record laying in the bed, just like at night at 2 a.m. Like, I record at the most random times. I have recorded on vacation in my hotel room. I've recorded just laying in the bed randomly. This morning I recorded randomly at like 6 a.m. So I like that I don't need like lighting and stuff like that. So being anonymous, for me, it helps me not only to protect my privacy and stuff, but also it helps with like not having to get dressed and get up and like put on a shirt and all that. So that's one of the benefits. And also in terms of jobs. So, I'm not trying to throw shade at anyone, but like, for example, like with Cynthia G, if your channel ever does get removed and your face and your real name is on there, then yeah, like it could potentially affect your employment. So for the people who are showing their faces, I've noticed you guys are doing a good job not putting your real names on there, or you put like a fake username, or you don't say where you live or anything. So that way, just in case something bad does happen to your channel, or your channel becomes famous and it's very controversial, and for whatever reason maybe you don't get money or you have to go work somewhere again, it's not going to affect you negatively. But another way that we can grow the Exotical community on YouTube is, I've noticed you guys have been sharing each other or like commenting on each other's pages and stuff. So I am trying to do that as well. And that really helps all of us to grow. That's why I try to mention you guys as much as I can. Like, whoever I'm thinking of, whoever I can remember in that moment, I will speak about them on my YouTube page, because it helps all of us to grow. And by the way, if I've never mentioned your channel on here, it's nothing personal. I'm just doing it based on who I can remember. Shout out to Shades of Resilience, Golden Goddess, Multiracial Movement. Oh yeah, that's another thing I forgot to say. So one other thing I've learned is that the bigger I become on here, the more spam channels try to come and like they try to talk against me or whatever. So sometimes they may try to talk against your talking points. Other times they might try to like find clips from you from like a couple years ago. So I noticed that there is a spam channel that's trying to they're trying to make me beef with Golden Goddess and Multiracial Movement. We're not beefing. So a few years ago when I first started on YouTube, there were lots of men from the red pill space and kind of the manosphere, those types of guys. They were coming into our spaces and trying to kind of pit us against each other. So sometimes one would lie to another one and be like, "Oh, well, she's jealous of you, or she said this, or she did that." And they would try to basically like talk shit and stuff. So that person on that channel, I don't even remember the channel name, but it's a spam channel. Please report it, by the way. They're trying to make it look like me and Golden Goddess and Multiracial Movement are like beefing, or they're trying to make it look like I'm beefing with someone. Those live streams and clips are from a very long time ago. That was literally before I knew anything about YouTube. I choose actually not to operate that way on YouTube anymore for that very reason. So use me as an example of what not to do, because everything you say on here, like if you beef with someone, even if you guys solve the beef or you guys are cool like next month or something, people who have no lives, they're going to try to come on there and like record everything you're doing and saying. I can 100% guarantee that that live stream that I did with all the Exotical creators, it was probably recorded by somebody, so like people will try to do stuff like that to you, and then they may try to use it against you later. Some people have even impersonated me before, and like they've gone onto other people's channels and like left negative comments and stuff. Some people have made like fake videos of me, like saying that I called people darkies or something like that. And, they're trying to just basically sabotage you. But that's another thing I've learned, though, is to move strategically on YouTube so that, as time goes on and you grow, nobody can really say anything. And also, another thing that I learned is if I'm doing live stream, like for the most part, I'm just going to stream on my channel, or like if I can go on somebody else's live stream, I'm not going to go on a live stream if I know that they're talking about beef or they're talking about kind of like something messy to where they may try to trap me in something, or they may try to get me to say something so they can be like, oh, like she doesn't like this person. But another thing that I've learned since being on YouTube is to keep on expanding my content. So one mistake I made in the past with previous like social media stuff is trying too hard to stick to only one topic. So one thing that I've learned is that for me personally, I want people to follow my channel because they like me as a person, not because they simply like the colorism talking points or the decentering men talking points. I am trying to attract an audience that resonates with who I am, to the point where I can post anything I want and people will watch it. That's the type of audience I'm trying to attract. So if that's the kind of audience you want, then yes, it's going to be important for you to be authentic and kind of like expand your content if you want to. Like, for example, let's say you talk about exotical stuff and you also want to talk about real estate, or like how you bought a house or something, or how you fixed your credit. Talk about those things because it helps you to attract the audience that just likes you as a person. They just like you. They want to hear anything you have to say. It's not about, oh, I only want to see XYZ videos about this celebrity. Like that's where the whole subscriber thing does come into play, because you want to be strategic with the type of audience you're attracting. One mistake I made in the past was like trying too hard to only talk about one particular topic, and then it can become repetitive, or maybe you lose your inspiration, or maybe you just want to take a break from that topic. And also, that's another thing for the exoticals. If you want to take a break from talking about something, you don't have to announce that you're taking a break from it, because other people are going to try to use that to call you out, kind of like how I was able to call out Chrissy for no longer talking about light skins and removing her videos that she had posted, all those videos about light skins and stuff. I got her to remove those videos because of the space growing. And also, her talking about it, her addressing it on her channel, even if she doesn't say my name, everybody knows who it is. Everybody knows she's talking about me. Her addressing it, it actually caused her subscribers to come over here. And now some of her subscribers have converted to my channel because they hear me talking about it. And, so that's just a strategic thing. Like if you are going to pivot with your content, you can just make the video and just be like, oh, hey, I just wanted to randomly talk about this. And even if it doesn't fit what you were talking about before, that's okay. Because I know that for me, I subscribe to other channels because I like that person. Like I like the creator of the channel. It's not so much about just the content itself. It's both. It's I like their content, but I also like that creator and I like hearing what they have to say. So that's something else you can do to kind of grow your channel. So if you're good at talking about astrology or fitness or just other random stuff where it might seem like it doesn't relate to your channel, it will relate to your channel because it's going to help you to feel more freedom when it comes to your creativity versus, oh shit, I got to do another celebrity video. Because sometimes, even for me, when I do my celebrity commentary videos, I don't do that many of those types of videos because it's hard to keep up with all the different, like all the news that's coming out about this person, and, like trying to keep up with their Instagram and stuff, or watching all the other celebrity tea channels just to see like, okay, what's going on with them. So for me, I try to kind of have many different lanes of content that I am talking about on this channel, but I still make it relate to us. because, this is my audience is already here. So they're not going to feel like, oh, this video has nothing to do with me. No, they know that they're my core audience. So they're probably still going to watch it and be like, oh, okay, she's talking about the soft life. Yeah, how can I live the soft life? They're not going to say, you can't talk about the soft life. You can only talk about colorism. No, they're not going to say that because, they're just going to watch the video, or if they don't want to watch the video, they will just scroll past it, and then YouTube's algorithm will not recommend my videos on that topic to them, which is fine because I want YouTube to be recommending my content to multiple different types of audiences. So I want to be in the decentering men recommendations. I want to be in beauty recommendations. I want to be in femininity recommendations. I want to be in colorism recommendations. So that's kind of how I tailor my content. I want to be in kind of like celebrity tea recommendations. So that's something you may want to think about. Like, where do I want my channel to be recommended? Whose channel would I like my videos to be recommended next to? And the way that you can do that, get your channel recommended next to like a rival channel or a channel that has an opposite view, kind of like what I do with Chrissy's channel. One of the ways you can do that is if they make a video, you can respond to the video. You don't have to tag the person though. I actually don't recommend tagging the person because tags, that's not searchable. Like you want to make the title searchable so that other new subscribers who don't even know who that person is, you want them to come to your channel and you're the star of your channel, not that other person. When you tag people, especially if you're tagging people every day, kind of like how people are trying to grow their channels by tagging me in 5 or 10 videos, that's actually all they're doing is building my fan base. They're building people who are going to come to my channel because they're going to be like, oh, let me go see, let me see what she said, or like, let me see what's going on with this Exoticals United channel. So that's a tip. Like, if you don't want that person to gain subscribers and stuff, you may not want to tag them. So for me personally, there are some times where I care about that. Other times I don't care, especially if the person is a lot bigger than me, then I have more to gain. So for example, me talking about Chrissy and talking about how she hid her videos against light-skinned people, I have something to gain from that because I'm calling out a creator that's much bigger than me. But once my channel gets bigger than hers, then I probably won't mention it anymore because there's nothing to be gained. There are no subscribers to be converted from that channel. And I have no shame in this, by the way, because it's already working. The fact that like Chrissy is even trying to subliminally respond to me, people are talking about it on Lipstick Alley. People are like, people are coming to my channel now. They're like converting from her channel to my channel. So I'm like, yes. But no, that's something else you want to think about too. Like, whose channels do I want to be recommended next to? Or like, are there any channels that maybe have opposite points of view that I can react to? And you don't have to say the person's name. You can just say, oh, I saw this random YouTube channel said this. Or you can do what I do, like getting receipts, like getting screenshots, or I love doing that. I love collecting the receipts. And you can make series or whatever. By the way, I don't care if you guys copy or if you guys talk about some of the same stuff as me. I'm not one of those people that's like, you can't talk about this, or you can't show screenshots of comments. I'm not like that. So that's something else you can do, like screenshotting different comments and then like reacting to the comment. That's a good way to avoid copywriting too. That's part of why I do it, because I'm simply reacting to a comment. It's literally just a picture of a comment. So it's not like, oh, it's somebody else's like content or whatever, or that creator can't try to report me or try to like attempt to flag me because they're threatened because I exposed them. But another thing you can do if you want to grow your channel and kind of get your audience to connect with you, I've noticed that one way I connect with creators, like the people that I listen to and like watch and stuff, I connect with them because they share their stories. So that's where I got the idea of like doing my own story times or sharing you guys' story times, because I know that that's what makes me remember a particular content creator, is like if they tell their story, it doesn't have to be super entertaining or like super funny or anything, but it can just be you telling your life story or just a little bit about your background, just whatever you feel comfortable sharing, whether it's your age or I don't know what country you live in, or kind of like what your experiences are. I know that that's one of the ways that I connect with people on here, or like that's one of the ways that I remember creators, is like when I hear them share their stories. But do you have a YouTube channel? If so, what have you learned so far since creating? Oh, by the way, another thing I learned, side note, I learned that it's okay to make mistakes. Like, I'm not going to be perfect on this YouTube. I'm not going to say everything perfectly. I'm not going to say all the terminologies perfectly. I don't know all the facts about the celebrities and stuff. So I've learned that it's okay if I mess up on something, or if I mess up on a word, or the editing is like not perfect. I can remake a video. I can make a part two to that video and say, oh, hey, I just wanted to follow up about what I was talking about last time. And, it's okay. It's just the internet at the end of the day. This is not life changing. I mean, I would hope that nobody is like making all of their lifetime decisions based off of a YouTube video. So it's supposed to be something that's just fun and like a way for me to express my creativity. But anyway, what do you ladies think? Let me know in the comment section and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.